Hey, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth Markwood here.
Together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. I'm continuing to smoke my Cobb cigar. This time I've replaced the tobacco with something that I thought was 1Q, not 1Q.
I'm continuing to smoke my cigar, which I have replaced with nothing. It's still the same cigar.
What do you think of that cigar?
I think it's good. For a 20-cent cigar, I think it's darn good. The draw was really, really tight. It's loosened up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was just telling Homer, I forget how much stronger the tobacco kind of buzz is off of a cigar. It's been a long time. These days, with all the pipe smoking I smoke a cigar maybe one a year. So I'm surprised at how little I've smoked and how I'm already feeling it. But then I came to the realization there's a lot more tobacco.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Here than in one bowl of.
You have smoked more than a pipe's worth,
right,
already, and cigar tobacco is stronger. No question about it. So. All right, so I've got a couple YABOs that I am excited to share with you. To do this, I do need to double check something. I sent a text message out to somebody that I'm hoping to have an answer for. So talk about something among yourselves.
Oh! I wish you had decided to look that up while I went on and on about the cigar.
I wasn't thinking. Now I am.
So Labor Day was this past week. I hope that you did something fun. Enjoyed the last kind of hurrah at the end of summertime. I don't know everything that my family did last weekend, but we did do a Monday afternoon. We played D&D, or Dungeons and Dragons, to the uninitiated.
What?
Yeah, with our friends. So it was a really good campaign. Nobody died, I hope. Yeah, we have been a part of a Dungeons and Dragons play group for 4.5 years now, playing with the same people. Now, we've added some. In fact, during the time that we played, our dungeon master has gone through a divorce and a new marriage. We've added some people to the group. My brother-in-law started playing with us. And so, but yeah, it's something Allison and I do together. She didn't know that that's what we were going to do. We were invited over to one of her coworkers' house, and for a game night. She thought board games or cards or apples to apples. And when we got there, their mutual friend, their friend Aaron, said, "Here are some character sheets," and we kind of got suckered into playing a game that we play about every other week, and we love it now.
Yeah, but I remember that first game because she didn't know what she was doing, and just sort of out of the blue, she said, the wizard takes his something. She
was playing totally girly and said, "Oh, I'm just gonna cast glitter dust." And glitter dust is a spell that barely gets used because it is essentially throwing a handful of glitter at something. But it can blind the thing that you are fighting. And this was no, I take that back. That was the second time we played. The first time we played, we were in a big room, and there was a goblin king and a bunch of goblinoids. And we were kind of hanging above them, and we were like, there's no way that we're going to be able to fight these guys. And she said, well, I have this spell called web. Can I just use that? And it'll make them all sticky. And everyone said, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And so she shot the web, and he said, and it covers the whole banquet hall. And she said, and it also says that it's flammable, and there are torches. Would it catch on fire? Oh my goodness, yes it would. So with this one spell, not having any idea what she's doing, she basically kills everything in this room, covers it in a sticky web that then catches on fire, and they all burn to death.
Game over.
Yeah, basically. It was amazing. It really impressed everybody. And then with glitter dust, she ended up throwing it onto something that was invisible. So it became visible, and it also blinded that thing. So we were all able to see it and win.
I mean, so there's nothing like a newbie who has instant success to get them hooked.
Yeah.
Sort of like a person who's never gambled before and they pull the lever on the slot machine and they win something. So you did good. I don't know if you guys had planned that, but...
No, we hadn't. And if you've never played D&D, Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, any game like that, and if you have the opportunity to do that with
Isn't it evil, by the way? Aren't you going to hell because you played with that?
Absolutely I am. If you have the opportunity to play with people that are fun. Now, there are some people that are...
way too serious.
Way too serious, and they want to be rule Nazis, and unless you're that type of person, it's not going to be fun. The people that we get to play with make it all about the story, and it's essentially you're a part of a story. Excuse me.
Your story is that cigar's getting
yeah, and so the guy who leads our campaign, Allison will say, I want to cast glitter dust, and he says, okay, great, pick up these 2 die and roll them. And she said, okay, I did. I got a 10. Great, you were successful. So she doesn't have to know all of the rules, all of the mechanics. Now, she's learned them over the last 5 years, but it's just a lot of fun. We really enjoy those times getting to play. So that's what we did.
Okay.
Did you do anything fun last weekend?
Got me a YABO. I got me a YABO. Yes. So actually, I have 2 YABOs. The first one is from a gentleman who, and this is what I was checking on Facebook, because I'm not entirely positive. I believe that he was the founder of the Corncob Nation Facebook group. If he's not the founder, he certainly was one of the founding fathers of Corncob Nation. It is a closed group, but it's a group that if you are at all active on Facebook and you're posting anything that's pipe related, you can certainly join the group. So just search Corncob Nation and then ask to join the group. If you don't post anything on your Facebook that's smoking related, they might wonder why you're wanting to join the group. Okay. Anyway, this gentleman is Tim, and I'm going to say Canny, Canny, C-A-N-N-Y. Forgive me, Tim. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but he's also very active on Instagram, and we've had some exchanges in the past. And he posted something on Instagram the other day that I thought was so awesome, and I sent him a message, and he said, "Well, let me just send this to you."
Okay.
And but I also believe that he has sent more than just the thing. So let me first open this and see.
By the way,
I need it again.
Having used it, I still think this is kind of stupid, but I've grown to kind of like it.
All right, I'm going to open up
a little bit.
My knife.
Whoa.
My latest
You've not
knife.
shown that off yet.
Have I shown it to you?
Yes.
I have yet to cut myself with this thing.
Well, we're on camera, so tonight's the night.
I'm really liking this knife.
Stop waving it around like that, and it's going to happen while you're trying to close it.
We'll talk about it some other time. I really like this new knife of mine. So, first off, this is for you, boy.
Okay.
This is why I contacted Tim, and he hooked you up.
All right.
Guys, check this out. Okay? So for comparison, there is a patented Aristocob tamper, and Tim has hooked you up.
That's amazing.
With some tampers for your your lumberjack. Go get your lumberjack. It's over there. I can see it over there. That is absolutely amazing. This says on it, "Hit it, you old fart." This is massive.
It says, "Don't say stroke."
Again, side by side. These are 3.5 inches long, so that's all of 5 inches right there. and I would say head diameter of maybe 5/8 of an inch. That's huge. Wow. Oh, check this out. Look, standard 3/4 inch bore on this Missouri Meerschaum pipe. That is one huge tamper. Doesn't even go all the way to the bottom. It's that big.
So, Mr. Brog Lumberjack. That's perfect.
That is absolutely perfect. Thank you,
That's awesome.
Tim.
Thank you.
But yet, there's more. All right, let's see. There may even be a note in here.
Funny.
So let's see. There is a note. All right, see what he says. Hi, Scott. Hope you enjoy these tampers and the swag. There is more. Consider it a thank you from when you gave me a Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman at that Cincinnati Pipe Club meeting at Strauss Tobacco in Florence, Kentucky a couple years ago. Best, Tim C. So also notice on this the logo, Corncob Nation, which is a fantastic logo. I love this logo. Kind of reminiscent of the old-fashioned Missouri Meerschaum logo.
So search for Corncob Nation on Facebook or Instagram at Corncob Nation.
Yep.
And he's one of the admins.
Goodness. Awesome. Tim, thank you so much. And check it out. That is a decal of the logo, and another decal of the logo, and another decal of his logo, and 2 magnets of the logo, and a patch.
What?
So the magnet for sure is going to wind up on my van behind me in my swag area, and these others are going to wind up probably all over my shop. We'll see. Oh, those are absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
Now what they have on is they have a cross. Can you get it up close here? They have cross cobs. It has a CCN at the top. And then it says it is Corncob Nation Worldwide. And then it has the date MMXIV, which should be 2014, which was the date of the start of the Corncob Nation.
That's awesome.
So that was the founding. That is so cool. Thank you, Tim. That makes my night. You probably like the tamper, but this is better than the tamper.
I think it's awesome. It's all awesome. Thank you.
Okay, gotta remember to take that out with me to put on my van. All right, again, if you're not a member of that group has, I just checked earlier today, they are 2 members shy of 1,800 members.
Let's do it.
There are so many people involved on that. The pictures are fantastic. The interaction is great. I think I'm not in many Facebook groups, but it is the best Facebook group that I am involved in. And so I highly endorse it and think you should get in on that too. All right, here's my other thing to show you. This is more of an ISIS. I'm going to show you something than a YABO because I've already opened it. You know what this is, boy?
I do. I do know what that is. That's a lockpick trainer kit.
So what I bought, and this I figured would probably prompt Boy to tell you a little bit about the YouTube channel that this was from.
Did you get that from Modern Day Rogue?
I want to say Scam School.
Scam School's website is
Modern Day Rogue.
Scam Stuff. Yeah. Modern Day Rogue is one of their other...
Bizarre Magic Incorporated is who shipped it. Bizarre Scam Stuff store at Gmail, scamstuff.com.
Yeah. Modern Day Rogue is one of their channels, or one of their shows on Scam School.
So what this thing is, it is a clear-bodied padlock. So let me just throw together the exterior components so you can see this.
That's awesome.
So when this is all together, it'll be a clear padlock. But in this kit are all the pins, the tumbler. Here's the tumbler that the key will go into, the keys, as well as some lock-picking paraphernalia to help you learn how to pick a lock, and because it's clear, it'll allow you to see exactly what's going on in there. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pins. Wow. A 7-pin tumbler. Now the number of tumblers relates loosely to what they call the what do they call that?
I don't know.
Shoot, my brain's going blank.
Okay.
Anyway, when you're looking at locks, it'll tell you how many possible key changes. That's what it is. And an inexpensive plate tumbler lock might have 200, 300 possible key changes. That means if you're in a locker room and the gym has provided you with all the locks, that probably one in every 100 keys, if you wiggle and jiggle enough, will make that open. And when you get the more pins that you have in a tumbler like this, the harder it is to pick. The more secure it is, the more possible key changes there are. Yeah, so there's the pick, and you also got a tension bar there. Yeah, there's the pick. This is great. That's cool. I saw this on their YouTube channel, and it was, I think, maybe $20, something like that. Probably 25 with shipping. Don't you be dropping all that now.
I wouldn't.
And I know how to pick locks. I enjoy it, and as part of my job as a corporate trainer at a hardware company, I actually talk a bit about how locks work to help our people understand the various levels of security that they get. And so I thought this would be a fun one to be able to show people who don't quite understand what's going on inside of a lock.
Absolutely.
So.
That's absolutely right. Now you just need to get yourself some security pins.
What are you doing with that thing, man?
I'm trying to get it out. This is really tight foam.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, tell them about Scam School.
I have in the past. I have before. Visit Scam School, the YouTube channel. It's phenomenal. It started almost 8 years ago as a... that's great. They teach you... The host is Brian Brushwood. He is a magician and
who was on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, wasn't he?
Street performer Canny. He was on Fool Us. He did the if you watch that show, he did the fake surgery. He had someone lie down on a table and removed a card from his stomach. And 7 or 8 years ago, they started this channel, and they post videos that are less than 10 minutes long. Most of them are on bar tricks, bar games, bar puzzles.
Something to get a free drink out of somebody.
Right, and but I love. They recognize that there are different levels, so they'll teach bar tricks, and that's something to draw someone's attention, right? So everything from he teaches how to eat glass on one, how to eat a light bulb on one. Make your mouth look like a jack-o'-lantern by lighting a match and holding it between your teeth, lit with the lit side in your mouth. All sorts of puzzles and all sorts of kind of just stupid human tricks. Then, once you've drawn in their attention, then you hit them with either a game or a riddle that is something that you'll sell them the answer for a drink. So really get them sucked in. Give them something that's challenging and let them become frustrated.
And in the end, they walk away with a solution, so they're not angry at you.
Right, and it's a lot of fun.
So many of them, I would say, are riddles. You know, laying out several coins, and can you move these without touching more than two, and things like that, which are kind of fun, and they're great little pocket kind of warm-ups with groups, small groups of people, where you're trying to, you know, small talk a little bit, but also get people laughing and having fun.
Yeah, so we've talked in the past about them. You should definitely check them out. I won't rehash it, but they have started branching out their channel and are now covering some other things. I talked about them before when I talked about having a burner phone app and using that. It's just a great resource. If you're going to be in a social situation with people you don't know or people you do, I highly recommend going and watching.
Or people.
Right. I recommend going and watching a few of those videos, memorizing the tricks in them, because it will definitely be a phenomenal icebreaker.
One of the neat things that they have is they will sell you a ring, and on this ring it has what looks kind of like, what do they call those in pyramids? Hieroglyphics. It looks like hieroglyphics. Each one of those hieroglyphics is a reminder to you of a trick, so that if you're somewhere and you're trying to remember, you can look down and it sort of cues you into, oh, that's right. They also have that on like a little pocket
hat
card,
and a wallet.
Bunch of neat little doodads and gimmicky things that, in fact, the ring contains inside of it. Inside the ring, you can pull out a little shim that'll help you get out of handcuffs or get into a padlock. Or does it actually have teeth on it? Like you could saw your way out of something too?
I think that is for the
lock picking.
The lock for the handcuffs.
Okay.
But yeah, check them out. They've got hundreds of videos. Every single one is worth a watch. They now post, I think, 3 or 4 videos a day. They also, anytime that they release a new product, which is generally speaking once a week, they always hold a giveaway where they'll give away a couple of them. So you can always do whatever's in there. This was something they were promoting a couple of weeks ago. You could have gotten this as a giveaway. The stuff that they have on their site, some of it is expensive for what it is, if you know what it is. But it's a great resource. They've made their own, printed their own marked cards.
They sell this lock assembled if you just want to practice picking. Cost $5 more or something like that. But they thought that people who are interested in this sort of thing would also get a kick out of making their own lock. So that's why they made it available as a kit.
Well, and once you learn the process, you can set it up in different configurations to make it more challenging for yourself. The other thing they recommend if you're just learning lock picking is start with one pin, master the feel of that, master the tension. I mean, tension is probably the hardest element of picking a lock, is getting the tension right. And then you can add more.
Yeah, with this one you could just add another pin.
Add another pin to make it more challenging. Definitely check out Scam School. It's one of my favorite channels.
I thought you would like that. See, he didn't know I was going to break this thing out on him.
I didn't, and it might not make its way home with you.
Wrong.
Because I have a whole set of lock picks and bump keys that I don't have a practice.
So if you're in law enforcement in High Point, North Carolina,
they're legal for your own use.
Are they? Are they really? Okay.
They are. In North Carolina, lock picks are legal for your own use. For your own use and for the use of others with permission, as long as you aren't making a profit.
Okay.
I even looked into getting a lockpick license and what that would take to make it extra legal. You have to be sponsored. You have to be sponsored by someone else with a lockpick license, and go through a process. It's not difficult, but you'd have to find someone with a current license, and I don't happen to know anybody.
There's a locksmith down by my work, and I forget, it was 10 years ago. I was wanting to have something done. I forget, the details of this, so why am I mentioning it?
It's a great story.
Because I had to prove to him I worked for who I work for him to sell me the thing that he sold me. Because, it concerned him a little bit. Whatever it wasn't a bump key, but it was something that somebody could probably be up to no good with.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a lockpick set from him, but
where you can get into trouble in North Carolina, like many states, is if you are caught with one in your possession while performing something else, right? Then it can bump it up to a felony charge. Well,
especially if there is a robbery nearby, and you just happen to have your bump keys,
your burglar tools. If lockpicking is something you are interested in getting into, there are great web forums for that. There is another great channel, Bosnian Bill. He has a channel on YouTube. He has close to 900 videos and they are primarily him picking locks. People send him challenge locks. He will review lockpick sets. He does just all car locks, all sorts of things. It's another great channel to watch.
So I guess we have to put this in the description.
Sure.
Link and the doobly-doo below.
And if it's something that you want to get into yourself, I recommend, like most of the people on the web forums will recommend, piecemealing together a kit. You can get picks for like $1.50, $2 each, or buy a kit of 5 for $30. So, and you can get those from all the major manufacturers.
You know, the founder of my company, my employer, when I came on board as a trainer, it was within the same year that he passed away, so I never had an opportunity to meet him. But I inherited some things as a trainer, and one of them was this box of locks. And I just thought it was awesome, so I started digging this layer upon layer of these bins like the ones I have here. And it had all these locks, and I got to the bottom bin, and it was loaded with lock-picking stuff and cutaway locks and articles and things like that. And I didn't know this until I spoke with his daughter, that he was an amateur lockpick.
That's cool.
That he really enjoyed that, and that's something that we had in common. I didn't know that about him, and that just endured him to me all the more. So
yeah,
pretty cool to have that connection.
Cool, thank you for that.
Would you stop? All right, so we're going to wrap this up. We're going to stick around and record one more because I know Boy has got an interesting topic that we're going to speak about, and so we will see you next week. Make it a great week. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Hey, one more thing. I just remembered as I was telling Boy and putting these away, these Corncob Nation things. I remembered Tim makes these cool little pipe holders. They kind of remind me, and I'm sure you've seen them, those little leather loops that you can set your pipe in. But he makes them out of old wrenches. He takes the wrenches and heats them up and bends them.
Cool.
And so we're gonna put a link to his Etsy store as well as Corncob Nation on Facebook. Sorry, almost forgot that. Glad you stuck around.